Oh my God. We are trying. We have already a couple of people join us. Hello. I was trying to set up our emails and notify everybody that we are live here today to our special Cyber Monday, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. But we have so many of you joining already. Hi, Jolene, and Kathy is joining us. Janet, happy Cyber Monday. Dawn, Nancy, so good to see you guys. And Sarah, if you can go into Klaviyo and send our email out, the last one, that would be amazing. Max, can you call Sarah? And we're gonna get started here. I know today we are winging it all here, but thank you so much for helping us out here to do this right. And this beautiful lady that is here with me today is Shelby. She's joining us from Minneapolis in Minnesota, and she is actually one of our amazing team members. Welcome, Shelby, to your first Facebook Live event.
Thank you, Ulli. Hello, everybody.
So how is the weather in Minneapolis? Because I am in California and it was beautiful today.
Well, good for you, because it is not the same here. I actually landed last night from Vail, Colorado, and it was so cold. Just getting off of the plane to connect to the airport, it is so cold. It is icy. I took my dog for a walk today, and it is dry, cold, miserable, beautiful, all at the same time. Minnesota winter.
Wow. Well, I think the last couple of years it was more milder. So I don't know if people look forward to a white Christmas and white holidays, because you didn't have them in the last couple of years. But I guess this is, frosty summit weather that you are describing here.
Yes.
Not polar.
Correct.
Yes. So I want to tell everybody how Shelby and I met. So Shelby is our director of retail, and the very exciting news for Pour is that next year we will actually be with our weatherproof collection in retail in one of the large national retailers. It's going to hopefully happen by the summer that you find us there, but we are working hard, and Shelby's taking the lead in this. And we met about 5 years ago.
Yeah, longer. I almost think longer.
Yeah, it probably was 2000. Yeah, you're right. Oh my God,
almost
like 9 years.
Almost 10.
Wow, it's so long ago.
I know.
And we met because of Pour More. We actually were trying to get our patent, and our patent reviewer, the examiner, was saying, well, go to a small beauty show and see if people would in the industry also consider this as revolutionary and new, or if people were saying, oh, no, this makes total sense. We're going to have climate smart skincare next year in our collection as well. So more of like a natural progression of clean beauty, or is it really truly innovative? And so we went with, that time we thought was a small beauty show, but became actually an overnight success, the Indie Beauty Expo. So tell us more, Shelby.
That's right. I remember sitting in my office and you called me, and my job at the time was to vet all of the brands that had any interest whatsoever in the show. And listen, I mean, with that comes with that territory. A lot of brands are pitching their amazing stories, and there's a lot of overlap in the industry. I hear a lot of the same type of why they made it. And Ulli calls me and I'm like, all right, give me the stick. What is this all about? And she tells me about this revolutionary climate smart system. And I think I said to you that day, and this is in 2017, I said, I've never heard of this before. And I was a buyer for 8 years prior, a skincare buyer on a home shopping network prior to that. And I said, Ulli, I have not known you for more than 5 minutes at this point. I've never heard of anything like this. Nobody has touched this market, and you are going to own this one day and be the biggest brand ever.
Thank you. Well, we had that show That time still, we started already taking it off, but then after that, and it was really the pandemic that put a stop to trade shows as they were known. But, and we had all the beauty magazines coming over, all the research companies coming over, and Neiman Marcus coming over, and everybody was saying this is completely innovative. Nobody has ever heard about it. And it was part that we then got also the patent awarded because they wrote us up as being the most innovative, disruptive company, and that helped definitely. But then years later, with social media and everything, turns out you are also a very dear friend of Elizabeth Reese. So it's such a small place when it's so interesting. So tell us about that.
Yes. So I have known Elizabeth. So I met my husband, Tim, in 2014. Immediately, he introduces me to his best friend since, I don't know, they probably were less than kindergarten. His best friend is Elizabeth's husband, Jay. So as I just meet my now husband, we're not even dating 3 months. I believe that was the same time Elizabeth and Jay were giving birth to their daughter, Bernie. And so I've known them since, 2014. And then a little over a year ago, I decided to take a leap of faith on myself and my career. And I ran into Elizabeth, who is very close with you and Pour Moi. And Twin Cities Live, and it just felt like, what's the word I'm looking for? It felt like
destiny. It was
destiny.
Meant to be. Exactly, absolutely. And I was talking to Elizabeth about something, and she said, Ulli, I heard, actually Sarah, everybody was on that call. She said, Ulli, just as a hint, Shelby actually left now, after 8 years, her job, and is taking a little time off for her beautiful children. But I think she's just looking for something really extraordinary. And I think you should snack her up before she goes somewhere else. So that's the story. And now Shelby's with us for like a year and 3 months. So
and by the way, I talked to Elizabeth. I'm texting with Elizabeth probably every other week about, she and I are very interested in the same things, gardening and cooking and clothing. And we're truly very, very good friends. Our husbands are best friends. And Ulli is now you're a second mother to me. So it's really a family affair.
Well, it's really, really wonderful. And today we're going to share all these great gifts that we put together for our wonderful customer. Our customers are the best. We have, because we do deliver the results that they are expecting. We're trying to really put them first on every level. So as I was saying, we have to reformulate some products. It takes longer because to really ensure safety and efficacy, sometimes it takes 1.5 years to really make it right once an ingredient is not available anymore because for whatever reason that ingredient manufacturer had to shut down. Everything is in today's time, less available. The supply chains are more difficult, but we really are making sure that you hear so many stories now of, bacteria in products and everything else. There's one thing we can absolutely guarantee. There's no bacteria in the Pour Moi products. They get checked in France. When the batch is made, a batch check is made. If there's any kind of bacteria that comes up after 2 weeks that the batch is standing, just 1% or 0.5%, it's going to be thrown out. The ingredients have to be ordered again. It will be done again. But then all the bottles are filled. Then randomly they take, every 200 bottles, one out, and then they are tested. And if they have developed bacteria through the filling process, any of these bottles thrown out, ordering new bottles, new batches made. It's a very, very frustrating process in some way, but it ensures really prestige skincare that works all the time and is really safe and helpful for you.
Absolutely.
And with that said, let's see what we have. We have already heard the question. Let's bring it up. When will you have the night cream back in stock? The night cream should be here in the next 3 months again. I know it's sold out so fast again, but we are working on it. That's why when we put it into one of the Christmas gifts, we said limited quantity available, but we are working very hard on it. Sherry, write us please a little note through Facebook. We do have a very small amount here in our very, vault, where we have only keeping like 50 of each product. And we're going to get you one, Sherry, because of joining us here today at Cyber Monday. And so Sarah will work it out, or Joanna in the back end, of how you can order this night cream. So you're not going to be run out. We're going to do that for you. And then we have praying it's not the clarifying polish. Love, love, love. The clarifying polish is running low. Dawn, buy 2, 3 if you want to make sure you don't run out. So the clarifying polish, I know we just got, literally 5,000 units in a short period of time, but they are flying off the shelves. So make sure, we don't foresee a shortage, but and we have never run out of the clarifying polish, but you never know. So thank you for joining us, because that's when we can always tell you they are running low. Make sure you get yourself an extra one. And we have here, when will the night be back? We had Sherry already. Oh, Sherry said thank you. Of course, Sherry, please send us the note. And then we have, when will your packaging be more earth friendly? So in our packaging, we are reworking the packaging. And I'm not sure if you are referring to the outer packaging, the containers, or if you are talking about the shipping container that we have. However, to not do the greenwashing and, pretend that something is very environmental friendly, when it actually is not really recycled when it gets to the recycling facilities, or it takes so much more resources to make it, has such a bigger impact. We are working hard to working all of these things out to be really earth friendly, and not just, making it as a marketing. So when you get our packaging, they're very lightweight, and they are already, using less plastic. However, we are, with our day creams next year, we are moving over to a reusable, recyclable one. They are recyclable. However, they have a metal pump in there, as most have. There will be, in the new version, will be a plastic pump, which means, and it works as good. It's not like other plastic pumps that break and then you cannot use the product and it has all kinds of issues. We have made them, they are specially made for more this reusable, recyclable, new packaging, outside packaging that is coming. It's a new material that was developed in Japan, and we provide more information as they are coming. They're going to look a little bit different, but it will have the look and feel. It's kind of the same bottle, but it's going to be look through, and you can see the capsule inside. It's going to be very cool. You're going to love it. And then, from the shipping, we are trying to use as less shipping material that is possible to ship our, this year we are using that inspirational gift packaging. So you don't have to wrap them in paper, and people can reuse them. And they are made all out of cotton, and according to the manufacturer have been, very sustainable manufactured. But everything we do, and we want to make sure, we keep, our earth in mind. We are climate smart, and we know, that every impact on earth, we want to, we want to make our footprint as low as possible and as small as possible. And that's being said, I think we should go into the gifts. And here we go. We have already one of our gifts that we have is our blue light beauty defense set. And today we have a special coupon code CM40. And now it goes from our retail of 52 to the holiday price of 39. And then on the 39, it's an additional $40 that we have on that gift. So what do you think about that gift, Shelby?
Oh my gosh. You know who I think this is the perfect, can I just say who I think this is the perfect gift for? Because right now, Tim and I are trying to figure out what the heck to buy these teachers who are, listen, teachers are very busy people, man or woman, but they're very tech savvy. And I don't know if everyone's aware, these teachers are sitting in front of computer screens and massive monitors in classrooms. And I thought, great price point to buy for several teachers, stock up. And what an appropriate, with the glasses, with the mask, they can feel, this is not complicated. This is easy to understand, but everybody needs to have this in their rotation.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, the mask is just the best. And the jasmine, these are all real jasmine petals. These gel masks are so hydrating. That's very different than a cream mask. And it gives you also an instant lifting effect to your skin. But then it has these clinically studied alpine flowers, stem cell actives in there, and together they build a screen in your face, and they have shown to block up to 60% of these blue lights. And the problem, Shelby, with the blue light is that it gets actually deeper into your skin than the UVA and the UVB. However, it has not shown to cause any kind of diseases. Mm-hmm. However, we are, the first studies, and everything takes always much longer to figure out. The first studies have shown that that they do contribute to aging, just like UVA. UVA is an ager. It gives you brown spots. It dries out your skin. UVB is the one that can give you skin cancer. So you want to really be protected to to not get that UV burning you. But the high intensity light, which is also called blue light, gets deep into your skin, and that really goes into your dermis, and the dermis creates your hyaluronic acid. It creates your collagen, and that's when you start using, that plump look in your skin, and it falls down. You want to have that lifting. So it really protects you from the blue light. It comes in this, oh my God, I have to show them. It comes in these beautiful bags that are, that I just showed. So they are packaged in there, so you don't have to gift wrap. You can maybe make a little bow around it. It's so perfect and nice, all natural cotton material. And, and I think you can't beat the price. It's from France. You want to make sure we don't run out. So it's also a great gift to yourself. And look at the glasses. I mean,
so
these
cute.
glasses are 99% blocking all the lights. So I'm going to keep them on because I have to make sure my eyes are protected. And I have to tell you, I'm not good in putting the glasses on. So I'm putting them on for reading, but not for the computer. So I have to get much, much better at that.
Okay, not to mention you look gorgeous in those. Those are like such a great fashion accessory.
Thank you. Yeah, they're really a great thing. And that's what Sherry's saying, that they look cute. So Thank you. And let's see who else we have. We have Janet. Hello, Janet. Nice to see you. And we have Becky here. Love the black serum and the raindrops. Will they come back in stock soon? The raindrops are actually talking here because it's going to be day in France. They are right now preparing the order for the raindrops, and the raindrops are shipping this week. They're going to ship through air. They should be on at LAX by Friday or next Monday, and will be the same day in our warehouse. There should be no problem in clearing custom. We always, ship them controlled, climate controlled. And when you do that, you have to fill out all the paperwork ahead of time. So, Becky, the raindrops are maximum a week away, but I would say days away. They are coming, and I know they are the holy grail for dryness. And now we're getting into the dry season. The black serum will be January. I'm so sorry to say there was another kind of a little bit of an issue, not anything else, but with the formula to make sure it's as effective and safe as it used to be. As I said, there was that diamond, that encapsulated diamond ingredient in the black serums was discontinued. And the reason why it was discontinued, because it had concerns about, that it could be, it was too expensive to make it anymore. With all the tariffs and everything else, the manufacturer just discontinued and said it was too exclusive and too manufactured, too complicated. And so we had to find a replacement for it. That took us a while to find something that is really as effective as that diamond powder was, because the diamond powder not only gives you that really beautiful glow, but it cuts the dry skin that is within your skin layers on the top. It's the best. It's better than any acid ingredient that you put into a serum, because at the end of the day, it's all about shedding the skin, or, encouraging the skin to shed, so you get the next beautiful layer up. And the diamond powder is really the leading ingredient, the most exclusive one, but it has to be done encapsulated. It has to be done on a high level. And now bringing that back into the formula was a little bit of a complicated process. However, it is in manufacturing now. It has passed the first batch testing. Now we have to wait for the whole thing, and then it's filled and it will be shipped in January. So I can guarantee that the black serum is really coming now soon. We are not a year or another season away from it. It will happen this winter, but the raindrops will come. And we have, but I'm very disappointed. My last 3 shipments have included a substitute product because the serum is not available for that particular season. Yes, I am so sorry, Janet. That is the black serum that we are talking about. It was almost out of stock now for a year and 2 months. And, we had to make the choice that we sent a product that is inferior to what you are used to and is not tested to really work, or that we keep the standard up, and that the substitute comes with one of our drops. So it was a 45 value in addition. And when you mix it into the serum, it will also give you an additional layer of protection. And so it's a acceptable substitute to put them together, but we didn't want you to have to buy the drops in addition. So that's why we put them together. But I'm so sorry that you have not gotten the black serum yet, but it is coming soon. And in the meantime, please work with us by mixing the white serum with the weatherproof drops, and it will give you that protection. It will give you that anti-aging action for your skin, because at the end of the day, it's your skin that starts to repair and renew itself, and Pomoy is doing all of it to promote this in the climate you are in. And we will have all products back soon. But yes, understand this took a little while, and it will not happen in the future anymore. So as we said, the night cream, the clarifying, all of this is set up now in a better way going forward in 26, that we do not have this, this periods in between where, it takes that long to exchange an ingredient when it, and that's for all skincare. It's just that, normally you're not informed when something is changing. Pourmore always informs if the formula has been changed, it has been tested, it comes in the same standard or better. That's really what it should be. So, and I would say, are you ready for another gift?
I think we're always ready for another gift, aren't we?
Of course, yes. So now we have our climate savvy travel kit. And this year, for the very first time, you can customize it and pick 2 of the travel creams yourself. It comes with the temperate, which is kind of the baseline, and then 2 more creams. And instead of the pricing, and I now have to actually turn off the, so we can see, turn off the comment, so we can see it was a retail of $155. The holiday price is $115, and it's now $69. I mean, and it comes with our silver bag. It comes with a travel bag. It comes with the sunlight drops. It comes, thank you, Max. It comes with the exfoliation towel, our polished towel. Maxie, can you get me that too? So we have here our beautiful, it's like a puffer jacket. It has the raindrops where we were just talking about. And now when, we can see your dark background. So I think the days in Minnesota with all the snow are shorter now.
Yes.
That vitamin D is more needed for your skin than ever before. So here's our raindrops, and they really bring that vitamin D boost like no other product in American retail is delivering. It's from Europe. It is proven to, help your skin barrier to repair. This is all you need. And you mix it in. Here is, the temperate travel day cream. It's a half size. It's perfect for 1 month to 60 days. And you put 1 month to 30 days to 40 days. It's the smaller size. You mix this together. And that's how you have additional protection and vitamin D. It gives you immediately a glow because it has the golden pigments in it. But it's really that chicory root active that is clinically proven to create the same kind of barrier repair that natural vitamin D would start to create in your skin, which is kind of activating these vitamin D receptors. And this product stimulates that vitamin D receptor production in a unique way. And we are so proud to have them because they are a bestseller. And when you travel, your skin, you're in airplanes, you are, maybe, in the winter, you're up in the mountains, you really need it. You were just traveling. Did you take the kit with you?
Of course, I took the kit with me. And actually, I have a lot of people that ask me this question very often about the sunlight drops because of the luminosity that you get with it or the golden pigments. Is this product, and I think you're probably the best one to answer this. A lot of my girlfriends are like, can I use this before my makeup or am I tapping that in after?
Well, you should use it before your makeup. That's the only weatherproof drop that is not an emergency because the raindrops, they are made to go over your makeup because you can be suddenly in a dry environment, like in a hospital room, or you be in an airplane, or you feel dryness, and you can just pat them through and they will not mess up your makeup. Same thing with the smoke alarm drops. You can be, getting out of an airplane in California and there is a, smoke in the air, or you have this Canadian smoke overnight come and you have your makeup. But the sunlight drops is more preparation of skincare. It's not an immediate protection like the other one. It's just really adding into your serum or your day cream, and it gives you that additional that additional protection. It gives you additional hydration, but it's really the chicory root that you have. People always use too much with Promo, as I was saying. Just a small little, this is almost too much that I here did. This is all you need, one little pump. And I'm going to show real quick, how you can, with the white serum, just mix it up, put one little white dot.
Oh yeah, I use way too much.
And,
every time.
You put it in and look at this, how it starts glowing right away. And that's what Elizabeth always says. That's the secret behind her glow. Because she uses them daily. But look at this. You immediately have that in your skin.
It even looks more even. I mean, the skin tone looks more even when you do that.
Well, this is my Climate Smart skin, but I'm just saying you can see how it goes immediately. Look how brown spots, dryness. This is the, the grandma hand. And this is the one that is always taken care with Pour More.
That looks great.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah, it makes, and look at me. I'm now, in Dr. O's word, less than 60 days from my 60th birthday. And, my skin is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I don't have, the dryness, I don't have any Botox or things like that. You have the real, you have no, in between, because I chose not to do hormone replacement. It's just a personal choice. So in between, as I go through the change, I get one of the hormonal little breakouts. There's no skincare in the world that can do something about it. I know it's hormonal, but it was my personal choice not to do it. And so, I'm putting up with that in between, breakout, and it goes away. And because of Pour More, there's no staining, there's no scarring or anything else. After a day or two, they are gone. And this is a real deal. Can you imagine? $63. You get 3 day creams. You choose it. If you go to the desert, take the desert day cream. But then I would say take the polar too, because now there's snow in the desert as well.
Crazy.
So really go by temperature. The same thing is if you go to, the tropics, the same thing, take the tropical day cream and take the marine for the cooler, humid days. So you can really customize it. And if you go skiing, Frosty Summit is your best friend. You were just, using it on the mountains, or was it the mountains?
Can I just tell you that actually, even on the ground, typically when we go to Vail on the ground, it calls for mountain. And when we were there for all 3.5 days, because of their dropping temperatures, we had to use Frosty Summit in Vail Village and at the top of the mountain skiing. And I have to tell you, just for everyone that loves a sunless spray tan like I do, being from Minnesota, I have very, very, very dry skin. Then you put a spray tan on top of that and it starts to crack. Ulli, I'm telling you, this is like a fast tip. The Frosty Summit Day Cream, there is something uber special about the moisture factor in that cream. I had my makeup done for a wedding, and I had, like, I'm embarrassed to say this, cracked lines of spray tan from my dry skin. Frosty Summit on top, gone.
Yeah. You have to make sure when you get the spray tan to be, we're out of the raindrops, but in the future, you need hyperhydration for this. Yeah.
I wasn't prepared.
We always know, and then we forget, like me with the glasses. I never, I should use them all the time, and I don't.
Monday morning quarterback.
What's the best way to plan on which day cream to pack for vacation? The best way is to find out about the local climate where you go. And, and then we have the Desert Day Cream. I know we are actually evolving our cream finder that in the future you can, easily put the, the region in, and it will show you immediately for travel. We haven't upgraded it yet to that level. It just tells you where you are. But when you go into high humidity, that's tropical all island. It's tropical in when you go to a beach resort. If you go into the desert, it's the desert. In mountain, it's mountain. And for the very cold, frosty summit, they go together. And but it's a good idea to kind of maybe put on the website more guidelines of how to put them together when you travel. So Pat, can you tell us where you're going, and we can actually figure that out and bring you back and let you know where it is. And
a great idea.
Yes. Yeah. So we can definitely do that.
I always say too, Ulli, like when in doubt, if you are traveling, even if it's less than a day's notice, right into our customer service, because we will get back to you almost instantly.
Yeah, exactly. And I just got pinned from Dr. O, and I think she's joining us and giving us some really great advice and about what she's packing. So before she comes on, and we're going to go to one more game here, one more gift. And that is actually, here we go, our Climate Smart Wow Kit. And it has the white serum that we just showed. It has the, it has the Temperate Day Cream, which is the baseline. And then it has a half size. And then you can choose a full size of the climate you are in, or for whoever you are preparing this gift for. If they live in Denver, it would be the Mountain Day Cream. If you live in Florida, it would be the Tropical Day Cream. If they live in California, it would be the Desert Day Cream. If they live in the Midwest or in New York, it's the Polar Day Cream. I would just say this year they are saying there should be a really, really cold winter coming. And they kind of scare everybody on social media with it. I don't think it will be the coldest winter in the world, but I think it will be a pretty cold winter. And I think I think all over the United States will be colder temperature this year, and it's a good thing to get ready.
Ulli, would you say with that kit, I feel like that's a really good introduction to the brand. If you aren't ready, let's just say someone's not ready for the full 4-piece climate rotation system, but they just want 2 or 3 quick products to have with them to get their feet wet. Would you agree that this is a really nice introduction? Because you have 2 different day creams, you have a serum, it's flexible and adaptable.
Yes, this is a perfect one to really see the high quality of the Pour More products. Our white serum just came in. And was that like in September? New, it's really totally fresh out, and it just is wonderful. I mean, we got only 5 stars on it. I mean, as I said, this is just, pure luxury, the white serum. And it is high in climate adaptive active ingredients and antioxidants, but it also has extra vitamin A in there, also known as retinol. And, but it is encapsulated, so you can use it during the day, but it really triggers the right kind of repair in your skin. And just like the baseline is the Temperate Day Cream, which 99% of skincare is created for, which is, moderate condition. That's the same for the white serum. So it's always a good base. And if you don't have the blue one for high humidity, or you don't have the black one for dry, with the black one, you can just, put one of the drops together, because the drops are also shield forming. So they give this extra protection that you need in cold and dry air, or just in any kind of dry air. You need a thicker shield, because you are really, what you do with Climate Smart, you slow down oxidation, and everything. Oxidation is how you age. It's really the air that breaks down the outer layer of the skin. So you put to the barrier that you naturally already have in your skin, you put a second layer on top of it that mimics how your barrier function are operating in this environment. So the black one is really for how your skin changes when it's very dry outside, and the blue one when it's very humid outside, and then the white one is general of how it works. So when you pair it with one of the drops, you really get the effect of the black one as well. And when there's high humidity and you don't have the black serum, I always say just leave it out, that step, on that day, if you don't have, because your skin needs to breathe. There's so much humidity in there. You don't, you want to put the right kind, and that's a very thin layer into your skin, because when it's high humidity, you can actually dehydrate on deeper level, because everything moves to the surface, because your skin is waterproof. And so the damage happens, below, and it comes out, and then you see that aging. You see people in Florida having this really dry and old skin, and you're like, how can this happen? It's so humid. But that's because you got that hidden damage. And More prevents for this with this very thin layer. But if you have the tropical day cream, but you don't have the blue serum at that time, just leave the serum out and just use the tropical day cream.
Ulli, and before I know Dr. O is going to come on, I just have to say this from my own experience. My biggest fear being a combination, and sorry, those are my very loud kids in the background that are yelling for me. When you pair the serum and the drops together, I tend to be more of a combination oily skin type, if you will. And my fear was that I might get sticky. There might be some buildup, and it is literally the word I would use is weightless. It literally is a weightless shield, no buildup. So for anyone out there who's listening, who has a concern about combining the products, and you might think that they're going to feel sticky or tacky, none of the above. That isn't true. It's the best my skin has looked in I don't know how long. So pour moi for the win.
Wonderful. Yes. And I think Dr. O has problems to come in.
Oh, no.
So, yes, Max, can you text her and tell her that the email come from social media? Max? Okay. So, yes, we have today kind of like a little bit of some things to overcome all time. But we have here, I live in Minneapolis. I need to restock my skincare. Is there anything change? I haven't ordered for some time. So excited to order day, night serum, body cream. Thanks. Well, the body cream is a magic cream. I don't think there's a lot of anti-aging skincare for dry environments out for the body. And it's revolutionary. So, it uses that volcano water from, not only our alpine water that is in all the skincare, because, it's locally made in Lyon, but it also infuses that volcano water, that underground volcano water in France that is known over centuries to heal all kinds of skin diseases. This is like, and what's so unique is how fast it absorbs on a dry skin. And that's what we really worked on, because when you go in the winter and you take a shower and you put a moisturizer on, it stays on you so long that you cannot get dressed. You use more clothes, it feels uncomfortable. And that's the number one reason why people don't use a body cream during winter months, and more likely in the summer, where they like that, hydration feeling on their skin. Pour More instantly super fast absorbs and then gives you an inside hydration, like, wow, my skin feels okay, but I don't feel over moisturized. What do you think? Would you agree, Shelby?
Absolutely. And isn't it with the body cream, Uli, the green color? This is another question I've gotten all the time. Is it I'm going to butcher this. It's a botanical extract, correct? The viola extract. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's a botanical. And that's where, so a lot of people are like, where does the color come from? And it has
it's natural color pigments as well, because otherwise it would not look attractive. Yes. However, when you have color in a skincare, is where color and cosmetic meets. Because when you build it into your skin, it gives you, it's almost, like you put a little bit of a powder. Have you seen this color correcting powders?
Yes.
And you don't need any of these color correcting powders when you have high European skincare. That's true for La Prairie, that's true for Sisley, that's true for, Lancome, for all the, Lancome is not up there where La Prairie and all of them is, but that's the reason. The natural color pigments that are in there, that are very, very intentional, because they add to the appearance of your skin. And skincare is all about appearance of the skin. If skincare is well done, it should give you a plump, healthy, useful look of your appearance, because the outer layer of the skin, they always shed off, and you can get rid of your brown spots. You can have this radiant glow about you. You can have really good looking skin. And that is the target and the goal of premium skincare. If you really, we can never compete with the Botox and injections and facelifts, because it's something completely different. It's called mechanical aging. They go into the muscle, and it's a very, very different, completely something very different, has nothing to do with cosmetics. And if you do all these procedures, which is all personal choices, and people can look amazing with it and really good and feel good about themselves, they still need great skincare that it looks good, because that's what you see. That's the outer layer of the skin. And when you harmonize it with your environment, and these ingredients perform different in different environments with their delivery system, and so climate adaptive skincare brings it all together, with Climate Smart being really the only one where you can in real time rotate your skincare, and it's all formulated to work together. Then you get the best results.
That's right. And for anybody who's really itchy in Minnesota right now from shaving your legs, if you're listening, this body cream is for you. I promise you, it's the holy grail.
Yeah, wonderful. So you need the body cream. Definitely, get a kit where the sunlight drops are in. It's really, really dark. I heard, you have very little sun. The days are short and darker. So vitamin D deficiency in your skin is definitely something want to have. The raindrops are coming soon. And we have Dr. O coming right now. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm so sorry I'm late to the show.
Yes.
How are you?
Well, patients always come first, and you were scheduled to be with us early here, but, that's who you are. You make sure that, when somebody's concerned about their health and you treat them, you cannot just say, 10 minutes, I have to be on a Facebook about beauty products. So, goodbye.
Yeah, somehow when you say it out loud, it just doesn't seem to.
It does not sound right. So, so now we are dying to hear, what is your favorite gift out of the Pour More gift store?
Oh boy. Well, that's impossible, really. Although I have to tell you, a lot of my friends, like my old friends from when we were little, like 18, they travel a lot. And so even though it's not like one of the special gifts, I like to get that travel kit that has all of the creams, because
Yeah,
that's
all of
actually
them.
relevant
Exactly.
for them. You know,
Yeah.
like one woman, she goes skiing in Versailles, of all places. I'm like, oh, they ski in Versailles, you know?
They do. The
And
mountains are right there. Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly right. So she goes to Versailles, and then she goes to the coast of Spain and Croatia. You know, so they're always in the hot and the cold, and you know, that frosty summit. I mean, raise your hand if you love your frosty summit.
Shelby was just, she's back from Aspen. They were skiing
Vail. Last night we
Vail,
got
I'm sorry,
Vail.
over the
Oh, so
holiday.
beautiful.
And she was just raving about the Frosty Summit. And they had to use it in the village and on top. It was so cold
Yes,
that it was, all the time.
I mean, well, don't forget when you land, the starting height is already thousands of feet above
that's right.
water, you
Yes.
know, so.
So for everybody who wants to give the big kit, the travel kit that is in our regular travel kit, you can still use BF30 for 30% store-wide until midnight. And then the Travel Savvy smaller kit for $69 is in our holiday store. And
That's right.
that's half of it. That's when you use CM40, which is, on the gift items. And because it's free shipping, you can actually order both and, just make 2 orders, put the CM40 into one order and CM30 into the next order. And there's no free shipping. So, because we cannot combine both coupon codes, but this is a trick of how you can use both.
Yes, I mean, that $69 is a winner.
For
You got to stock up.
And we're going to let Shelby go because her kids were already coming in and checking on her to go.
Oh, they're peeking around the corner like, hey, lady, let's go.
Hey, lady.
Dr. O, good to see you. Ulli,
So wonderful to see
so
you.
much. You were amazing, Shelby. And we talk to you
soon.
tomorrow. And I'm sure
Good
everybody's so happy meeting you.
Good night.
And then Dr. O can now tell us a little bit more of why Pour More is really so different. And I was just saying, that the social media are playing up what a historical cold winter that we're gonna get, and it's the worst ever. And I think it's dramatizing it, but I think we're gonna get some cold temperature this year. So what does that mean? I mean, nationwide, what does that mean for your skin and overall for your body?
I mean, generally speaking, the number one thing I would remind people, which is deceptive, but the air is actually drier in the cold than it is in the summer to a large degree, because you are the actual temperature doesn't hold moisture, right? So when they talk about the relative humidity, they mean relative to the temperature, because the lower the temperature, the less water it can hold. So even our attempts, like with the raindrops, which are coming, to hydrate our skin, which draws water literally from the air around you, there's not a lot of water when these cold weather. So that means less of an opportunity. So really paying attention and using that Frosty Summit or the Polar, whatever's appropriate, use the arid line if you're in these conditions, as you guys are in Minnesota, and we are here in the Northeast.
And the raindrops, as you said, one thing is the hyaluronic acid helping to draw in, and the other glycerin, like to really try to get more of the hydration. But the dry air is also, disrupting your bio,
exactly. So that's the second thing.
The skin,
so that's right. So there's the hydration part, and there's the biology, how the cold air literally changes the biology of your skin. And we have this perfect system. Everybody understands and knows about probiotics, right? We're always talking about probiotics feeding the healthy bacteria. Well, your skin also has healthy bacteria that's taking up space. So we'll say, hey, bad bacteria, there's no room for you here, right? So when the cold air comes,
kills it off. Yeah,
exactly, because they do need water. Isn't it amazing how every single solitary thing on this planet Earth needs water?
Every food thing,
every cell, everything, how it, a reaction, like we say 1 + 1 = 2. If you can think of that as a chemical reaction, two things becoming a separate, completely different things, that's chemistry, that's a chemical reaction. And so many of our chemical reactions require water, to get to the place of good health. And this is one of them, protecting that good bacteria is so important. And then, of course, going from hot, then you go inside, right? And then you go outside, and then you go back in, especially when we're holiday shopping at the mall. Sometimes malls are indoors, but a lot of times up in the Northeast, they're outdoors. So we end up, going from store to store. And that is also very stressful to the skin. And we know about stress, right, people? Raise your hand if you know stress, right? So stress, everybody knows, raises cortisol. And cortisol is one of the hormones that drives inflammation. And in our skin, just like in our body, inflammation causes damage. And in our skin, what it looks like is aging. So we don't like inflammation. That's why we fight it like the plague. So yes. And of course, besides our beautiful skin, our bodies need hydration too. So keep that in mind. It's probably the last thing you're thinking of doing, like you carry around water, it probably freezes in Minnesota.
But that's one thing you have been preaching always, that it's not enough to just drink water because it doesn't really store in your body that well. You need to eat oranges, you need to eat apples, fruit, because the way of how your body stores hydration that comes out of food is different than just drinking it. So, and a lot of people just drink, and it does not PPP, and it does not really help them in changing their hydration needs. And now they are stressing their kidneys, and they do all, it's not overall the best strategy. The best strategy, you actually gave it to me, and if you can share it with everybody as well, because it's good for your skin, it's good for your organs, it's good for your skeleton, as you said, everything needs hydration, your muscles.
100%. And I really am, the more I learn, the more I realize how much water, like I said, is an essential component. It's a driver. It's not necessarily like the 1 + 1 = 2, that one of the ones is water. No, but 1 + 1 drives to 2. And that driving factor is so often water. And I'm telling you, it is something called minerals, which we also call electrolytes, right? This is the magnesium, the potassium, the sodium, right? And I always use the analogy of, if you have a big pile of salt on a table and you spill some water, what's going to happen? That water is going to get absorbed into the salt, and the water's gone. The salt's still there and it's all wet. But that process of holding on to water is exactly what electrolytes do. And that's why they're critical and crucial. And you've seen this rising conversation about it, because we push water, and we never actually were specific and say, well, yeah, you drink water, but you need something to hold on to it.
Yeah. And, this is one of the advantages about Pour More, that we are made in France, where, that alpine water is so mineral rich by itself, as in the US, where you have so much water, regulations. It has to be purified, the water resources that you take. So there's so much chemicals that are put into the water already, that a lot of the water quality, even, you put great ingredients into the skincare, it just doesn't reach the level out of that area in France. And that's why every superior skincare comes out from there. Literally, it's called the Silicon Valley of Beauty, because of that natural resource. That water runs through the Alps and picks up that, as you said, that minerals, and it just in there, and that helps also the skin. As we are, putting in hyaluronic acids and glycerin and everything to hold hydration in your skin, it has a better
Yes.
chance because it has that, water that is rich in electrolytes or
Yes.
minerals,
And it's funny. I see Shirley wrote, how she loves the body cream, but then she also said, yes, sunlight drops. And, that vitamin D that is so needed, particularly in us, or, Minnesota and New York and East Coast, where in the winter there's so very little sun, right? People think, oh, but I take vitamin D supplements, and my blood tests is normal. But guess what? It doesn't actually get to the surface of your skin. People
Yeah.
forget the epidermis, which is the top layer, has no blood vessels.
Yeah.
Zero. So it requires, or it counts on, this concept of diffusion or cell signaling for things to get there. And vitamin D is just not, it just doesn't do a good job in getting to the surface. So that's why it's so brilliant, Ulli,
Oh,
this
Sunlight Drops
product.
is European proven, really, top skincare has it in there. It's really not known that much in the United States. And that's just the difference between European skincare and American skincare. As American skincare is always, they want to see instant results. That's why like Korean skincare is so popular. The problem is when you get instant results, it always has a cost long term. It's not healthy long term because skin doesn't change overnight. It's really that shedding, everything gentle, everything, you get your skin into a rhythm, and that's when you get glowing, healthy looking, useful skin. It's an everyday, almost, I would say, an everyday routine, a discipline that you do, that you provide, that you feed your skin with this, and you see the results. But in some ways, and that's why European skincare is, known as the superior skincare, because when you really stick to it, you see extraordinary results. But some of the skincare ingredients, I guess they're too expensive to add it in, in American skincare, and maybe not known either, as me as a European, and we are outside the United States with all this manufacturer and skincare provider. We have much more access to this supply chain, or more aware of it than maybe some in America. And I always get the question, why is it not in America? And I can also say, it really makes no sense, but it's just not really here for whatever reason. It will one day, and then it will be everywhere.
Sure.
But not today. Today, you
Exactly.
can
That's how
really
it
only
happens.
find it in Pomor.
That's right. And I love it. It's one of my faves.
Well, I'm so happy you got a chance to
Thank
join us.
you. I
I
miss
promise
everyone.
everybody will gonna make a big Facebook Live event, just you and me, and go through everything, hydration, how the skin works. We had also some problems today. I was not able to send out the email that we are live for everybody. So we have a smaller audience. We had some technical problems here in the back. I think all the platforms are overused by thousands of online companies, or should I say millions of online companies out there. So there has been some, problems today. But, that's what life is. You work through the problems, you keep on going, and that's it, in everything. And with that, we wish everybody a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Make sure you take advantage of that code. I'm going to go back to our email, make sure I send it out to everybody, so everybody has still a chance to see this Facebook Live event. Maybe not live, but they can go on and watch the video now, and use the coupon code CM40.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.